I'm very happy to see you here at Nalanda Center because today is an auspicious day. It's a day we observe with a lot of heartfelt gratitude. It is the beginning of Patrons Day, one of our observance days, as mentioned by our Madam President. And it is good that during every observance day, we take it upon ourselves to learn something. So that this learning, and that is the purpose of learning. The purpose of learning something is to transform ourselves. The nature of education has changed somewhat, over the past decades. Now, when you go to university, one of the important objectives of going to university is to learn how to make a living, because then they will advertise. You come and study in this university. Oh, our graduates will get a job within 3 months, 4 months, whatever. But we also tend to forget that one of the important objectives of the university is transformation. In the olden days, university is from the word universe. You can see it is about not just learning your area, but learning as much as possible so that you get educated people, people who know not just about their area, but about life, about what goes on in the universe. That's the reason why we have universities. So it is a place where we learn, how to learn better, actually. It is. Because learning in this age, and it used to be this way too, now we've brought back this phrase, lifelong learning. That means I used to hear when people finish their studies, at college, university, or whatever, after graduation, they said they pack up everything and give back to their lecturer. When I hear that, I feel very sad. Because learning is not just about what you get from your lecturers. It's about what changes you, what makes your mind, wider. You broaden your mind, your perspectives, your understanding, of the world we live in, and the people we live with, the different cultures, the different ways of seeing the nature of life. This is learning. So I would like to offer to you today on Patrons Day some learning or some information, which I hope you will take it upon yourselves to make it learning. Because, I come from the teaching background. One of the first things they taught me was teaching does not equal learning. My instructor, said, one of the very first sessions, don't think that when you teach your students learn. It doesn't mean that. Sometimes they will learn on their own. So don't think that you are very, very good, When you walk into the classroom, or the lecture hall, suddenly they breathe in, then they learn from you. It doesn't happen that way. It is sometimes you leave them alone, they learn. And sometimes you keep on talking, they don't learn. So when we look at it in this way, we can approach whatever is being offered to us as something that has the opportunity or the potential to change us. So today, in conjunction with Patrons Day, I would like to offer you this series of ideas and thoughts on reverence and respect. It is something that I have spoken on before, but each year as we go along, and each year as we get older, reverence and respect takes on a deeper meaning. It becomes more important to understand it. And as you know, you, the audience, you are not young. Yeah, some of you are younger, but you're not young. All the young people have left. Yeah, they've gone to their different venues. But still, it is important to learn and then share it and try to develop it in the younger ones, because reverence and respect, yeah, with in connection with donors and patrons, yeah, is a very important part, of doing religious, yeah, as well as uh, development work. Yeah, when we think about patrons, it is basically the people who give us what we need for what we want to do. That is the patron. Yeah, that means if you don't need it, they don't have to give it to you. But because you need it, they step forward. Here it is. That is a patron. They know what we need, but sometimes we got to open up our mouth also. Yeah, we need these things, right? Are you happy to share it or give it to us? Then the patron will think, yes, this is good. I have this opportunity to contribute to somebody's development, yeah, to so that they can achieve what they want to achieve. And then he or she will think, is this objective worthwhile or not? Because if the patron doesn't think, oh, this is worthwhile, then he will go and support other places and other groups and other organizations. But firstly, yeah, when they know about the mission of the organization and they believe in it, this is good, they will support as much as possible. And because in actual fact, they don't have to. Yeah, they can do a lot with what they own, their resources, their money. They can go and do other things with it. But they choose to help. They choose to support. They choose to develop uh, the organization. So we remember them with reverence. Yeah, we remember them with respect. So it's not just, I must make this point. It's not just about giving physical things, the patron. It's not just about giving things that we can see, tangible items. Then we say, oh, you are a patron. It's a lot more than that. Yeah, it is those who are very happy, timely, at the right time, give us the things that we need so that we can improve ourselves and, get on in the world. Because this world, we live for maybe 80 years, 70 years. The other day at my meditation retreat, my meditation teacher, he's my first meditation teacher. He went off to other parts of the world. Yeah, and then when he came back, I decided to do a meditation retreat. Yeah, so he said I went for the interviews because we have to report what we are experiencing. So he said, "Oh, after all these years, you look old," he said to me. Because when I first started practicing under him, I was in my 20s. Yeah. Then he looked at me and he said, "Hey, you look old." I said, "Yeah, Bante, I look old." Then he said, "How old are you?" I said, "This year I will be 70. He said, "Oh, that's a very diable age. You can around this time, people can die one, no, because Malaysian average is for Chinese men is about 77, 78, 76, and for Malaysian women is 78. Yeah, women tend to live longer. So he is right, around this time, this stretch, you have to take things and value it. It is not like when you're in your 20s or 30s. You take things for granted. You get up in the morning and you jump out of bed, you take it for granted. Yeah, now we get up in the morning, we can't simply jump, because after that, a backache, you go to brush our teeth also, you have to be a little bit more mindful about what we do. So at this age, we have to value. We have to value what we have and make the most use of it if we are wise. If we are wise. You know, when I get together with my school classmates, and now, I mean, they're about the same age. Sometimes I ask them, what do you do during your day? He said, well, I wake up and then I think, what do I have for breakfast? You know, and then I will travel there, you know, make my way to the coffee shop for breakfast, and then I come back and then I rest, and then I think, what shall I have for lunch? You know, huh? And then I will take a rest, you know, watch some entertainment. Then I think about dinner. Then I say, wow, your life is really, you know, you have a lot of free time. Yeah, I said, my life is not like that. You know, so which is good because when you have things to look forward to every day, yeah, and there are responsibilities. It's not just something you do, it's a responsibility. Yeah, it is worthwhile. It is fulfilling. And also, it is a way to improve oneself. That's why we do this work. Yeah, it's not that we have a lot of free time. Yeah, no, that we also have 24 hours a day, but the time uh, that allows us to do what we want to do, you know, and it is worthwhile doing it. This is the important consideration of a person's life. Yeah, I'm sure if you don't come here today, this morning, there are many other things that you can do. Yeah, but you are here, and that is the important decision. Yeah, that you are making. You come here because Dhamma has meaning to you. It's something that goes in and you will carry it. I said that please tapao. Don't just eat. You know, you have to tapao it for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then come back again Sunday. Put it into your container, and then the rest of the week, take it out, and think about it, reflect, and learn. Yeah, about what you have heard. So the donors and sorry, the patrons, the first patron we have are our parents. They are the great patrons of our life because they give us everything, yeah, that we need. This is, as I said, if we need it and people give it to us, offer it to us, they are patrons, you know. And it helps us because if we don't get the food, if we don't get the shelter, if we don't get the clothing and the protection, we cannot grow. So we remember them as patrons, and always in our puja, you know, our services, we remember the the hardships, yeah, that our parents have gone through to give us what um, we needed, yeah, at that time. And then when we go on, there are so many other people that have contributed to our lives, yeah, allow us to advance, allow us to make progress so that we can go on in life successfully, you know, in a more satisfying and worthwhile way. So we have to think about them. Yeah, and then when we think about them, one of the qualities of this gratitude, yeah, is reverence and respect. We respect them. So that's why, you know, if you can join us on Tuesday at the Buddhist Mahavihara, you know, we will express our reverence and our gratitude towards our late teacher, yeah, Venerable K. Sri Dhammananda, who in my life, he was a huge figure. Yeah, he was a big presence in my family, yeah, and my life as well. So I remember him. I mean, there were certain times I was afraid of him because he can be very, very loud, yeah, and he can scold you also, right? But there were times when he was so human and so absolutely uh, giving, offering, and wanting to develop people. So now we come to this sharing. I found this picture, which was very meaningful for today, because it's a picture of the past king of Thailand. He's the king, and he is very, very well respected. And he is paying respect to the monk. Yeah, an old monk whom I don't know who he is, but I assume this monk was his teacher. So he's seen in this picture bowing to the monk. The king of the country is bowing to a monk who has nothing, basically, who doesn't have any possessions except what he can take with him when he travels. Yeah, there are only four important requisites, four or five, four important requisites of a monk. And that's what the monk owns. And this king, he is one of the richest men in the world. Do you know that? The king of Thailand is very, very rich. Yeah, and with power as well. And he bows down to his religious teacher. So he is showing he honors those people. He respects, yeah, this teacher and this monk, this religious person. Which during even during the Buddha's time, kings and prime ministers, very powerful people, millionaires, billionaires, very rich people, they came to bow down to the Buddha as well. Yeah, and then when they have gone, yeah, the road sweeper will come and bow to the Buddha too. The scavengers, those who had very little money, also bow to the Buddha with the same sense of respect. So in that way, the Buddha was revolutionary. He was very, very different, yeah, from others. Because the caste system, when the Buddha was alive, was a very powerful force in society. You are this caste, you are that caste, yeah. And when you are the lower caste, your shadow cannot be touch my body. Yeah, so when you walk, make sure the sun doesn't come from that side, and you cast a shadow on the higher caste person, he can come and beat you up. So that's how strong it was. And the Buddha said, forget about it. Forget about it. Don't be so egoistic. Because karma put you here, karma can take you out of here too. So if you are rich today, it doesn't mean you are rich tomorrow. If you are breathing today, it doesn't mean you are breathing tomorrow. So don't be so full of yourself. Don't be so arrogant. Yeah, and in that way, the Buddha was able to teach people about respect. Okay, so let us very quickly go on. Yeah. Okay, next. Next, please. Okay, on this one. Okay, right. So these values, reverence and respect, we know it in our lives because in Asian society, reverence and respect, yeah, has always been an important value that we learn. Yeah, we grow up knowing, oh, you must call this person in the family, with respect. Yeah, a higher person, your auntie, your uncle, grand auntie, grand uncle, whatever it is. Yeah, you must know the right name. Yeah, and sometimes I'm very confused. Yeah, calling this auntie on my father's side, and then I must think this is auntie on my mother's side. I have to remember the right term. Yeah, and by the way, we are not the only people. Yeah, European people also have that system. Yeah, to the especially when I got to know from my friends. Yeah, the mother's mother is your grandmother. Yeah, and is different from father's father. The word for mother is mu, and the word for father is fa. Yeah, so you go to Sweden, you know, when you call mu is mother, fa is father. So father's father is fa fa. Yeah, and father's mother is fa mu, and mother's mother is mu mu, and mother's father is mu fa. Yeah, so you know. So when I heard that, I thought, wow, they also have a very deep seated structure of the hierarchy of respect, yeah, to each other. So why is it important? It fosters stability. You know who that person is, and that person will take care of you. Yeah, because you respect, there is connection, you acknowledge that connection, it's fine. Everything will go on as it should. Yeah, you will be happy, you will be secure. But if that is lost, you don't know who this person is, what that person must do, and that person loses also the sense of responsibility towards you. That's why it creates stable societies and communities. Anywhere, everywhere. Yeah. So here, yeah, you have in Nalanda, I am given this title Acharya. So it's a big name because Acharya is a very big title. Yeah. So sometimes when people call me that, I have to live up to it. Yeah, I can't just you call me lah. No, once you call me that, I have to do my work. You know, it's a responsibility. So so the day I retire, when you stop calling me that, then I will be a bit relieved. Then then I don't have to, take on that responsibility and be a bit more relaxed when I come here. So many cultural rituals that I show you the photos, the cultural rituals are tied into reverence and respect. So we are coming to the Qingming season. Yeah. So what we do is a sign of respect. And then when I follow, on my side, we are not so big on the Qingming, but my wife's side, she's from Malacca. She's is a big thing. So and then when I visit, I go with her to the cemetery. Yeah. Then I can see which graveyards the family have respect and which graveyard not taken care of, there is not so much respect. But I also have to know where the family is. Maybe they have, migrated over. So it is not so straightforward. But you also know, yeah, what kind of respect, yeah, is shown to the departed relatives. Okay, so when this is handed down from generation to generation, yeah, and when we understand it also fully, our spiritual development, yeah, can benefit, yeah, from this kind of practice. This great man said, Mahatma Gandhi said, relationships, how we connect with each other and interact with each other, he said, are based on 4 principles. And the first of these is respect. You have to respect each other in order to be friends. Even your friends, same age, you have to respect them. You can't just simply, use them and, ask them to treat you and ask them to keep treating you to teh tarik or whatever it is, and then you don't reciprocate. You just say, oh, he is rich, yeah, he can treat me all the time. No, it is not like that. Even though they are rich, it doesn't mean that you take advantage of them. So there's no respect, yeah, in that kind of relationship. So Mahatma Gandhi said respect is important, understanding, acceptance, and appreciation as well. In Malaysia, our country is built on respect. Because why? We are multi-cultural, multi-racial, multi-religious. If respect is taken out from that mixture, we have a big trouble. So the respect for others is very important. Yeah, knowing what they do and respecting that. Yeah, whether we agree or not, it is their way. Whether we understand or not, it is what they do. You cannot just comment, this one is not beneficial, because how do you know they don't see what we do as not beneficial too? So that's why respect comes out of even not understanding, you still respect these people, the other races, the other cultures, yeah, in what they do. So when we want harmony in our relationships, respect means, as I said, you accept people for who they are, even though you might not agree with them. Even though you might not understand them, you still say, yeah, you do your thing. Do what you want to do. This allows the whole country, this country, because it's very finely balanced, the whole nation and all the people in this nation, yeah, to coexist harmoniously together. So as I said, the respect in relationships, even though you have friends, even though you are going out with somebody, you know, your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you need to respect them. Yeah, and that relationship will get stronger and stronger and stronger. So in Asian societies, this has contributed to intellectual achievement, intellectual development, you know, the great books, the great ideas that have come out of Asia is due to a large part of it, not totally, but a large part of it is because of respect. You know, even those great thinkers, those great teachers, those great historians, writers, we remember them, yeah, because they have contributed and we respect them for it. So respect and reverence allows for interconnectedness, harmony, and growth. We are connected to each other because of respect. And when we are on the road, people don't respect us, we are not connected. When somebody takes your path or your way, yeah, without telling you, then you feel, hey, this guy has no respect. Right. And immediately the sense of cutting off, anger, yeah, cutting off comes into your heart. He doesn't know how to drive. Hey, copy license. This is what you think, isn't it? It's automatic. When people don't respect you and you don't respect people too, maybe, yeah, that cutting off immediately comes to your mind. Just not happy, yeah, with this person. So if we know that, then we know how to avoid that. Avoid that, right? So here at Nalanda, I've looked at these photographs, yeah, and I use this caption: communities are built through nurturing respect. When we respect each other, we can do our work. We support each other. We achieve things together. People recognize the society or the organization. Oh, they are very respectful. Yeah. So my daughter who attended the service, the puja here, said, hey, after they say Suki Hontu, they turn to me one, no. Huh? Nobody does that. Any other, and they look at me and Suki. Oh. So she immediately recognized, you know, that practice is not done anywhere else. Yeah. And that shows a sense of acceptance, yeah, with respect. But let's look more closely. This is reality. In Southeast Asian societies, there is rapid growth, cities, towns, urbanization, and the thinking, what we say generally, a Western style individualism. Me, 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 me. So that has disturbed the structure, yeah, the practice of respect. Because they are more centered on the individual rather than the community, rather than the sense of togetherness. Yeah, like I said, but it's not all of them. But it is something people tend to pick up. But when I was teaching, I used to tell my students, you like the Western lifestyle. You see it on TV, you see it in the movies, videos, yeah, and when you go online, sometimes they see it. So they like the baseball cap, they like the jacket here, and then they like the lifestyle. But I said, do you know there is something behind what they own, what they like? Very often they work for it. Do you know that? Oh, then my students get a shock because everything that they have given by their father or their mother. Yeah, but when I was teaching overseas, I see that whatever they wanted that was outside the necessities, my students, these Western students, so-called, they work for it. They go and wash cars, deliver newspaper, some of them. They go and do work in the store, shops. So I had this girl, we had evening classes, and then she came late. I said, why do you come late? I said, I'm very, very sorry. I just finished my work. Yeah. And then from one side of town, she finished her work in the shop. She was looking after shop. She had to come, yeah, to the college, yeah, on the other side of town. Then I realized these people don't have life easy. Yeah, whatever they want, which is outside of the necessities, they got to work for it. Yeah. So, but Malaysian students sometimes they don't see that, and I have to make them understand this. Yeah, that whatever they have, they work for it. So to reverse this trend, it is important that family members, you must communicate. You must talk to each other. You have to discuss at the meal times, etc., etc. Yeah, you need to learn Dhamma as a family. I put that. If you learn Dhamma as a family, then yeah, Dhamma is something of an experience that you take home with you. So I have a great regard for learning Dhamma together. So yes, in everyday life, we have to consider how we can respect others. So how does it impact our respect and learning? How does respect influence learning? All through the Buddha's teachings, you can find the flavor of respect everywhere in the Buddha's teachings. So in this very popular sutta, which I'm sure you know, and some of you can chant it, in the Mangala Sutta, Mahamangala Sutta, the Buddha said, yeah, in as a form of blessing. You know, we tend to take blessing as somebody give to us. So if the monk comes and then sprinkle water, oh, blessed, I'm blessed, Yeah. So Chinese New Year, we queue up, and then we get these little bottles of water. Wow, this is blessed water. Then go, wow, I'm blessed. The Buddha said, nonsense. Yeah, because some people, do you know, in India, there is a blessed river, which is the river Ganges, the Ganga. Yeah. Yeah, I took a boat on the river Ganges, a small boat. And the Buddha said, if this river is blessed, all the fish and turtles enlightened. Yeah, it's true. You have to think, wisely. We are not looking down on them or on other religions, but you have to be intelligent, about your study and practice. So the Buddha said, blessing is what you do for yourself. You earn the blessing. Yeah, you don't just go and take things and stick here and whatever. It doesn't really, I mean, we can't say that it doesn't work, but that is not the best form of blessing. The Buddha said, if you know how to live your life well, you will be blessed. Your life will be harmonious. You won't have problems. It will all be smooth in your life if you practice 38 advices. This 38, the Buddha said, if you practice this, your life will be naturally blessed. You don't have to go for holy water. Yeah, and drink from the, from the little plastic bottle. Yeah, you don't have to, because it will come by itself. It's automatic. It is part of the package. If you do this, you get that. So in this sutta teaching on blessings, the Buddha said in the first verse, yeah, he said this: do not associate with the foolish. Asevana cha balanam. Yeah. Associate with the wise. Mix with the wise people. And then honor those. Puja cha pujaniyanam. Honor those who are worthy of honor. Because they are knowledgeable. They are wiser. They have more expertise and experience. You honor them, they can help you. Automatic, isn't it? Blessing comes to you. Buddha said, blessing is in your hand, not in the water. That is good. Yeah, I mean, I like it, when the monks, oh, very nice. Yeah, then I feel suddenly protected. Yeah, because there is a chanting there. But in your life, the practicality, yeah, of having a smooth, um, not so much hindrances, because we also think about hindrances, impediment. You want this, you can't get it. There is a kind of hindrance. You practice these 38 things, the Buddha said, son son, yeah, smooth. It will be much, much smoother. And one of these things is honor those worthy of honor. So in my working life, yeah, I have tried to always remember this. Because those who know you honor them, they will help you. And if you don't give them respect, they will ignore you. It is quite common. Yeah. And there was this colleague. Everybody says he's very stingy. But I don't know. I found him a very nice person. So I go and talk to him, and we always talk about work, talk about chit chat. And one day he bought me lunch. So I came back from lunch. I said, hey, he bought me lunch. The rest of them almost fell off their chair. What? He bought you lunch? He never buy anybody lunch. No. I said, yeah, well, he just bought me my lunch. He said, wow, you have done something that others cannot do. So all I did was respect him for who he was, respect what he did, respect the kind of person, yeah, he was, right? Yeah, and not from the same race, also. Yeah, and that's why he was a little bit always on guard. Yeah, but when I approached him, he was not on guard. And then after that, I got a free lunch out of it. Then the Buddha said also, further down the line, Garavocha Niwatocha. Reverence, humility, contentment, gratitude, and then you hear the Dhamma at the right time. This is the highest blessing. Yeah, because everyone at that time wanted to know about blessing. They discuss until it went up to the Deva worlds, went up to the Brahma worlds. They said, must do this, do that. And the Brahma said, you better go ask the Buddha. And so the Deva came to ask the Buddha, because they couldn't agree. Even up there also, they can't agree. They have to come down to where the Buddha was staying to ask, Lord, tell me, how do I get along in life smoothly, without hindrance, so that I can get what I can get for a smooth, harmonious life? And the Buddha said, you cannot find this anywhere else. Yeah, 38 blessings. So when you have humility, when you have reverence, contentment, gratitude, yeah, and you come and hear the Dhamma at the right time, opportune hearing, yeah, you are blessed. You are happy, you are satisfied, contented. Yeah, you don't feel like, I need something else. Yeah, this needing something else is a suffering. When you are here and you want to be there, you are late for meeting, and you are stuck in the traffic jam, and you got to be somewhere in 10 minutes, and the traffic jam is not allowing you to move, that, my dear friends, is suffering. Isn't it? But when you are here and you want to be here, I hope you want to be here, there's no suffering, isn't it? But when you are here and somebody forces you to come, it's suffering. When is he going to stop talking? It's lunchtime, or that is called suffering. Because you cannot get what you want. But when you are, you have reverence, you have humility, you have contentment and gratitude. Some more gratitude. Thank you. Yeah. It is a blessing because there is no suffering or little suffering in that kind of situation. So when we work in the organizations, we appreciate that teachers are an important part of our development. And we look back on Dhammapada verse 76 that says, one should follow a man of wisdom who rebukes, who tells you clearly of your fault, as one would follow a guide to some buried treasure. Yeah, you need a person to tell you where it is. To one who follows such a wise man, it will be an advantage and not a disadvantage. So this Dhammapada verse says, when people give you advice, when people tell you the right way to do things, yet don't get angry, don't get irritated, don't reject it. Yeah, think about it. Is it good for me? And then you will find that, if you respect that person's advice, you respect that person and appreciate the advice, you go one step up because you learn something new. Yeah, you learn a good way of doing things. So appreciate this, because not everybody in this world now wants to give you advice. Because if I advise you, then you become as good as me. Maybe better than me. So better not advise you. Then you stay ignorant. You stay down there. And then I am, higher than you. You seldom get people who want to advise you in today's world. So if somebody gives you advice, you need to appreciate it, because it is a way towards improvement. And that is tied into the attitude of learning. If you are humble, you don't have an ego that says, I know everything. Yeah, then you are open. Yeah, you know the Zen story about this young man who sought out the teacher. Yeah, he says, I know a lot. Now I want to learn, see whether you can teach me anything. And the teacher said, let's drink tea first. Put the teacup and pour until it pour everywhere. The tea came out and flowed over the table and onto the floor. And the young man said, stop, stop, stop. What are you doing? You pour the tea everywhere. And the teacher said, you are like this. I can't teach you because your teacup is full. When your teacup is full, what can you learn? You already think that, I know. So we need to have an empty teacup. Allow ourselves to absorb. If you want to reflect, you can reflect later. Yeah, is this good? Is this maybe not so good? But you have to listen, because you never know when jewels of wisdom can come out of a situation. Some of the things that I learned when I was in college was not in the classroom, from my teacher, not in the classroom. It is when we had dinner. Sometimes he would invite us for dinner. Yeah. And then, Westerners, they like to drink. Yeah. After, drinking, the wisdom comes out. Oh, okay, now time to listen. Stop eating and listen to him, because he started to share all these wonderful things. And then one day, my lecturer invited a well-known poet, yeah, And then, of course, after he became relaxed, he started to recite poetry at the dinner table. My God, that was a real experience. He was so good. The words that he used, it was a rewarding experience. So sometimes we have to open ourselves to the situation. Yeah, we assume that when we go to the classroom or the lecture hall, we are going to learn there. And the lecturer, of course, he's got things, but it is not material or some teaching that inspires you. But when you get poetry at the dinner table, it really inspires you. You appreciate the mastery over language, over words, over expression. Yeah, so it's something to appreciate. So in the Zen tradition, they have a teaching called Shoshin, beginner's mind. That means you approach every learning situation like a beginner. You don't go in thinking, oh yeah, I have degree, I have masters, I have whatever. What can you teach me? You need to have the beginner's mind. And this is especially so when we practice meditation. Because in the meditation practice, you can experience something. And it can be something that is very impressive and you enjoyed the experience. The next time you come to practice, don't look for it again. Because if you look for it again, yeah, there is, what did I tell you just now? Something, you want something, there is suffering. Just come like a beginner. Okay, I sit down now on the cushion. What's new? But if you remember past experiences, oh, this was so wonderful. I was so peaceful and calm and so happy. How do I get it back? You are in trouble. Because you are craving for a past experience. And that craving stops you from new learning. So when you go back, even when you practice, what kind of mental development bhavana, sit down and be a beginner. Open your mind to whatever is going to come. And you might be surprised. You let go that one, better one come. But if you don't let go this one, it's like the teacup, full already. So pour already, boom, flow, overflow all over the place. So don't expect, don't have that suffering of wanting the same thing again and again. I share this with you through experience. For 2 years of my practice, I look for the same thing. And it stopped. It stopped me. It was a barrier. The door closed. Why? Because I said, how can I get back to that place? I like that place. Very nice. I want to go there. I couldn't go to a new place. And neither could I go back to the same place. Yeah, because of you get experiences because there's no craving. But when you crave for it, boom, stop. The mind does not allow you to have new wisdom. Because why? Selfishness, craving. I want. How do I get it? Stop. So beginner's mind is very important. Yeah, that is a sign, my dear friends. That is a sign you respect yourself. Yeah, don't think what I have is great. Because how do you know you are going to have something greater, better, more wisdom? If you respect, I just open up myself to whatever is going to be, have the beginner's mind. Yeah. And then new things might come, new wisdom, new insights, new ways of seeing will arise in you. But the craving, you have to be very careful of it. that you want to hang on to that experience. So humility, this is something important, reinforces reverence for the teacher as it dissolves pride's barriers by developing receptivity, perseverance, and respect for learning. You have to respect the teacher too. As I said, you respect yourself, but you need to respect the teacher. Because if you don't respect the teacher, you cannot open up to the teacher's advice. In the religious or spiritual development, you have to have respect for your teacher. Because if you start doubting your teacher, hey, he knows or not? I do already, can I will chao fo yap mo. Yeah, will that happen or not? So you sit there, you sit there having no confidence with your teacher. And you doubt your teacher, the doubt will come. And when there is doubt in your teacher, you cannot settle down into your meditation practice. So this confidence, the faith, conviction in your teacher, firstly, the Buddha. Do you have conviction in the Buddha that he was enlightened? Some people say, enlightened? What is enlightened? So you need to study and practice. And when you can understand the nature of the Dhamma, you understand the nature of the Buddha, you will be very open to the practice. And then whatever the teacher says, drop this, do that, you will drop this, do that. Rather than refuse to drop and don't do that. There is no progress. Because when you are in that state, when you are practicing, you sometimes, the only thing that secure you, because you are doing things that is new to you and is sometimes very puzzling. You are not sure. The greatest protection is faith in your teacher. You still stay there. You still practice. Because some people I have seen something different. Oh, they jump up. I can't do this. And they go home. They leave the practice center and go home because they have no faith in the teacher. Something unusual. Hey, I've never seen this. I've never experienced this. Yeah, I don't like it. I go home. So how to progress? So when you have faith in your teacher, when you have faith in the Buddha's system, you will stay there, and progress. So let me share with you the teachings of this American monk, Thanissaro Bhikkhu. He says, reverence, respect, is the attitude you develop towards the things that matter, the important things in life. The choice is based on their insight, understanding into respect as a prerequisite for learning. It's easier to learn from someone you respect. So somehow find the teacher that you respect. If you really don't respect the teacher, go somewhere else. Don't let it be a battle. Don't let it be a fight. Because sometimes when you settle into your meditation and the doubt starts to come, your mind will be rattled. The mind starts to sink in during your practice. The mind needs to be strong and free. If there is doubt, the mind will shake. And when the mind shakes, it cannot go deeper. It cannot go further. You need that conviction. My teacher knows. The Buddha knows. The Dhamma knows. The Sangha knows. And you will sit there and accept with the courage, go through that experience. Whether it's pain. Oh, pain. Pain, I cannot take it. What is this? After, when I get up, then my bones break. How? Then I have to go see doctor, go see Chinese Sinsen and Tui. There's no faith. The teacher says you can stay there, and watch and understand the pain. So if you have faith in your teacher, you will watch the pain. You will watch that thing you are not familiar with until Yeah, it offers to you its wisdom and insight. Okay. At the same time, people who value their knowledge, who are knowledgeable, they are more inclined to teach it to those who respect them. So you must have respect for teacher. Teacher also must have respect for you. Yeah. If you don't have respect, if the teacher feels, oh, this person no respect, yeah, then reluctant, not so keen, not so enthusiastic to teach that person. There's also this thing we have to know. There is also a kind of protocol in teaching the Dhamma, which says if the monk or the nun feels that the person listening does not respect the Dhamma, he or she can stop and walk out of that hall. If those people, and I've experienced that as well, yeah, and you talk, they talk also. Yeah, I give Dhamma talk, and then these people also talk. I'm talking, you are talking, then what do you need me for? I might as well leave. But I didn't leave. It's not nice, is it? But in the protocol, in the way of behavior, yeah, among the Sangha, if you don't show respect, you better get ready for that teacher to walk out. You have to show respect, which here, there's so much respect. But there are other places, they don't really know what it is to respect the teacher. So the teacher sometimes become very impatient. Yeah. And if he is patient, he will stay. If he's not patient, he get up and he walk out. So yeah, this is the protocol. This is the behavior, yeah, of delivering Dhamma talk. Next, I would like to very quickly say something about reverence and our sense of self. Yeah, because how is reverence and respect connected to learning? Yeah, as I said, if you have a very strong ego, a very strong sense of self, very hard to learn. Now, even further than that, when we genuinely respect others, we loosen our grip on me, mine, I, yeah, which is the cause of dukkha. Yeah, you insulted me, dukkha, suffering. Why you say that? You shouldn't say that. Yeah. Now we have certain world leaders, very, very sensitive, and cannot say bad things about them. So, yeah, they create dukkha. You can see the dukkha is being created every day, yeah, in that society. So now the art of bowing, yeah, we take it as accepted. It's a physical and not just physical, it's a mental uh, training as well, because it dismantles pride. In Pali, mana, pride. Yeah. So in many Buddhist traditions, bowing is not just ceremony. It is a practice. So when you bow, when you really bow, bow with your heart. Bow saying, yeah, I accept the Buddha as my teacher. I accept the Dhamma as my teaching. I accept, yeah, the Sangha as today's teacher now. Yeah. Then you don't feel so egoistic. I shouldn't have to bow. Yeah, there was this incident where this well-known monk was was leaving Malaysia, went to the airport. And so people bow to the monk. And then there was another man who is not Buddhist. Yeah, he saw his friend there bowing, and he called his friend, hey, you cannot bow to another human being. Because they see it as like bowing to king, bowing to higher up. We are not bowing to a person, right? So we have to understand this. There's another slide which explains this. So as the great master Oh, it ran a little bit. Yeah, Lao Tzu said, when you are content to be simply yourself and don't compare or compete, then everybody will accept you. Yeah, don't be so full, yeah, of yourself. Now here is I like to share this from the great Zen master, Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh, who passed away 2 years ago. He said, and this is something even myself, I have to be very aware of this, right? Especially when you call me Acharya. Yeah. Venerable Thich Nhat Hanh said, they are not bowing to my ego, to myself. They are bowing to the three jewels through me. Yeah. When people bow to the monk, they are actually bowing to the three jewels. That's why I sit very upright when people bow. I practice mindful breathing, not just say, well, they are bowing to me. I become aware that it is the three jewels they are bowing to. They are not bowing to my ego. So I remain free. Yeah, the one who says, now they are bowing to me, I am so great, there will be problem. There will be a great ego problem. You are trying to let go of the ego. When people bow, your ego grows. There's going to be a clash somewhere, right? I'd like to tell you about one of my layman teachers, Brother James Koo. Have you heard of Brother James Koo? No, he was a meditation teacher. Anyone knows Brother James? He's passed away. He's from Penang. Comes from a very rich family. Yeah, they sell cloth merchant in Penang. And he was brought up a Catholic. Young man, that time he was Catholic. And then he got to know the Buddha's teaching. Yeah. And he would follow his friends to the temple. And when they bow, he said, I can't bow. He was full of the pride. I can't bow. You all bow lah. He kept himself, or he refrained, yeah, from bowing, because he felt this is not something human being should do to image, not moving on. So why should I bow? He could not understand. And then he started the practice of meditation. And he went for retreat. And he said, after that meditation, something changed. He experienced the nature of the Dhamma. And then he said, after that, you take me to temple. He said, I can't stop bowing. He kept on bowing and bowing and bowing because he knew, he experienced firsthand by himself through his senses the nature of the real nature of the Dhamma, the Buddha's teachings. And then he said, and I heard him, yeah, he explained to us, I kept on bowing, just bow and bow and bow. So if we know, yeah, as Venerable says, if we know the value of why we are doing such things, yeah, then it is meaningful to us and it teaches us the nature of bowing. The act of bowing teaches us, yeah, how to lower your sense of self. So next time you bow, yeah, just say, right, I bow to the Buddha. And you have to understand the Buddha, the fully enlightened person. By himself, he was enlightened. In this era, there is no one like the Buddha. In this time, he is the only one to be enlightened in this way. I respect him. Yeah, I accept him as my teacher. I respect him. Please lessen my ego. Lessen this problematic sense of self. Yeah, because I bow, it becomes less. This is the way to actually bow. So the antidote to doubt is faith. We have to respect ourselves and our teacher. Yeah, and when there is that happening, yeah, you will progress. So we still have good teachers with us. Yeah, but we must know what is a good teacher. How does a good teacher behave? And that for that you have to study by yourself the Dhamma. Yeah, because sometimes we think a teacher is good. I'm not trying to make fun of or lessen the value of teachers, but you must know about those who really are practicing and those who are not practicing, so that you know how to differentiate. Yeah, you know how to differentiate. One of the great masters of the forest tradition in Thailand, Praachan Tet, I was very lucky to meet him when he was alive. He passed away at the age of 93, 92. He passed away. And because he was from the tradition of Achan Man, yeah, and because he was a great teacher, the Queen of Thailand kept visiting him. So one day he said to the queen, please don't come so often. Because when you come, all your bodyguards will come, yeah, your attendants will come, your staff will come, and they will disturb the temple area, because there will be at least, I don't know, 50, maybe more. Yeah, army will come. Yeah. So he said to the queen, please don't come so often. When I heard that, I was like, huh? How can? Yeah. But because he didn't want to disturb the community that were practicing, he said, you can come now, but don't come so often. Yeah. So reverence, as I said, fades. And when it fades, what happens? The society that does not practice reverence suffers from disharmony. People don't feel safe because they don't respect, and then they don't get the respect back. People don't care for them. Our society now beginning to experience that. Society structures break down when the younger generation does not respect the older one. Because why? The respect is replaced by egoism, selfishness, and loneliness. Yeah. So in ending, yeah, in finishing, we can do a quick reflection afterwards. So the Buddha explained in the this sutta, which talked about the counterfeit of the true Dhamma. The Buddha said to Venerable Kasyapa, Mahakasyapa, he said, the true Dhamma will not disappear suddenly. It will disappear over time. Yeah, it is not like a sinking ship, soon go down. Little bit by little bit by little bit, and we can see it also. Yeah. When you will be really, really surprised when you go to countries such as Burma. And when I first landed in Burma for a trip, I was really surprised because I saw monks sitting in at the coffee shop with laymen drinking tea. The monk drink tea with the layman. Yeah. And then the layman was riding bicycle, the monk sit at the back and he was holding on. So this is very surprising to me. Yeah, but this is the sign. Yeah, when there is no respect, there is no barrier, way of behaving, it is the sign the Dhamma is going down. So the Buddha said there are 5 things that will lead to the decay and disappearance of the true Dhamma. What are the 5? Number 1, the bhikkhus, bhikkhunis, us, male lay followers and female lay followers, dwell without reverence and deference towards the teacher, towards the Buddha. The Buddha is not understood. The Buddha is not respected. Buddha is Buddha, and then they will take the Buddha and then by the Buddha, give me 4D numbers. Yeah, that's what happens. So the understanding of Buddha is to give you good fortune, especially when they make the Buddha with the big stomach. You must touch the stomach. It's going off. You know it's going off. When people don't come for the teaching, but come for lottery numbers, it's going off. It's a sign. It's a clear sign. You know, and I've visited temples that people, when they wanted good fortune, take out their handbag and wallet, open up so that the monk can put the water, the holy water sprinkle into their wallet and their handbag. When I saw that, oh, going soon. It's going soon. In this type of temple as well. Okay. Then there is no reverence and deference towards the Dhamma. Nobody is interested to learn. Yeah, they don't respect the Sangha. Yeah, they sit in coffee shop with the monk. Yeah, they dwell without reverence towards the training. That means you are here to be trained. You have reverence, yeah, to the training. And there is no deference towards concentration. Here it means the training of the mind. Nobody wants to train their mind anymore. They don't want to calm the mind. They just allow the mind to think whatever the mind wants to think. There is no form of quiet and meditation. So the Buddha said, when you see these things happening, not long, for the true Dhamma, it will be replaced by counterfeit. Yeah, see, counterfeit looks like real, but not real. So don't get counterfeit banknotes because no value. So you get counterfeit Dhamma, no value. And the Buddha said, what leads to the longevity of the true Dhamma? Yeah, the fourfold assembly, gathering, bhikkhu, bhikkhuni, male lay followers and female lay followers, still understand the nature and the character of the Buddha, still understand the teachings, still understand what the Sangha, especially the enlightened Sangha, what they are doing. There is a connection between the Buddha's teachings and the enlightened Sangha because they practice. They really, really practice until they attain what the Buddha wants them to attain. Then they dwell with reference towards the training. They come here to be trained. They come here to study. Yeah, they don't mind spending 5 months, studying and studying and studying and reading. And after that, take exam. Some people exam, they get scared. Then there is the reverence and deference towards the mental training. You will not be afraid of practicing meditation. You will practice it. You will calm your mind. You will make your mind receptive to the truth. Yeah. So the Buddha said, this is the sign. So on Patrons Day, as mentioned just now, we remember and we pay our respects to Venerable Kesari Dhammananda, Maha Nayaka Thero. His name means one who experiences happiness through the Dhamma, right? That's why Dhamma Ananda, Dhammananda. He once said when he was young, somebody, a fortune teller said to him, you will go to a foreign country and you will do work there that will make you very happy. And he said, when I came to Malaysia, or Malaya at that time, I knew this is the place for me. So he stayed until he passed away, at that age of 86, 86, in the year 2006, right? So we remember him as our patron because he inspired us. He gave us, he put us in the right direction.